Bangkok, or anyone from Bangkok, actually? Yay! To the crew. Okay, I will begin. Wait, I might need to, because it's the last session, I think I might want to eat some wasabi peas. Oh, look, amazing. Okay. A little spiciness will get this going good. It ain't your grandma's remix. So we're going to go over a bunch of stuff. I don't remember what it is, but I think the sessions will, the slides will let me know. So, has anyone not used the plugin manager here? Wait, not used. Wait, has everyone tried Remix here? Anyone who hasn't? So and anyone not use the plugin manager? Wow, that's interesting. You just go like, use what's default. Good, okay. So, anyone use it regularly, Remix? I love you guys. So here's some of the little updates, because this talk is basically what's the new stuff. So I'll just get to it. Has everyone seen the language switcher? It's been there actually for maybe a few years or maybe a year. Anyway, we can make this as many languages as we want. We just need more translators. Like, it would be great to have Remix in Thai. And I think I should start organizing that. So anyway, and once you switch that, oh, another thing we added this year was the right-hand panel. So when you click that, then when you click it, it bounces over to the other side of the screen. So we have this new right-hand panel, which is super cool because like we can have some instructions there. Wait, has everyone tried Learnith before or know what it is? Anyone not know what it is? It's a tutorial plugin, so you have to go to the plugin manager. Or on the home tab, there's often a promo for it. So you click that, and it will load it up. And well, I'll go over that a little bit later. But you should try it because it's tutorials. You can learn Solidity, Remix. There's a bunch of other ones that are very, very interesting, and I wrote some of them. Anyway. Oh yeah, so when you change the language, it'll change the language inside of Learnith too, which isn't so surprising, but it's good to be able to do it. I mean, if it doesn't do it, it's because we haven't had the languages translated, which means we're going to get the languages translated. Oh, so here's the Learnith, the current selection, or most of them. And then when you load them up, there's some Solidity tests, so it'll give you some tasks, and then you can play with it, and then it'll check if your code is right or not. It can see some answers, and it's a good guide as well. And then you guys who are teachers out there, anyone teaching with Remix? I love you. You can make your own Learnith tutorials on your own repo, and they'd be ready immediately. Or you can then make a PR and have them ready in Remix as soon as I look at them and decide they're wonderful. So now there's a bunch of AI updates in Remix. So there's code explanations, code assistance, did I remember that? Yeah, on request, and code completion while you type. And here we go. Oh yeah, so the code explanations are initiated from the robot icon, the compiler errors, and clicking on some code. So there's the robot icon. And has anyone looked at that and wondered what that's all about? So if you click it, and there's a contract there, the new AI assistant panel pops up, and it tells you what's going on in that contract. And compiler errors, like you make an error, and then you click that button, and then again, it'll open up in the AI assistant. And if you right-click some code, you get this pop-up menu on the code, and then you click explain this code or explain this function, and again, it'll go there and it'll tell you what's going on. And you can ask for assistance. For example, inside a contract with a triple slash, you can ask it, like, write a function that, you know, takes a modifier and increments something, and what, I don't know what it is. But anyway, you just let it write it, or at least hopefully it will write it. Hopefully it will write it well. In fact, when it returns something, it goes through Slither, so it should return something safe. But also, if you don't like it, just ask it again, and it'll give you a different answer. So, trying to figure out like how well that will work for learning Solidity, because sometimes maybe it's going to take you down the wrong pathway, but it will give you some code to try to understand anyway, which maybe is part of the challenge of becoming a good coder. And then code assistance while you type. You have to have the switcher on the top of the main panel. And then when you type something, the line will complete. It's only one line at a time, but it will complete. It'll offer you some suggestions about what should be on there. Of course, maybe that's annoying, so you just turn the thing off, and you don't get those suggestions. Oh yeah, so I put this slide up. This is not new. It's just that I want everyone to make sure that they're saving their work in a good way, because browser storage is not really a good way. You could lose your work, and that's, you know, frustrating. So, has everyone at least know what RemixD is? No one does? Except for Solange. It's a way to connect Remix with your file system. So you have this little script running called RemixD, and it'll connect, you specify the folder on your computer, so you get the script running on your computer, and then you can just save work directly onto a folder on your computer. But you could also use Git. And the reason I'm bringing up Git is because there's this new Git plugin in Remix that's by default active. So you can do Git login and clone and basically a lot of stuff. So you can log in Remix, and then once you log in, you'll see the Git icon in the file explorer. But it's going to do like basic Git operations, you know, source control, commits, pushes and pulls, and when you first initialize a repo, in the file explorer, the files are all going to be green, and then when you add them and make the commit, then they're going to turn back to gray again. And you can do diffs here, so you click on the commit, and then you can see how it's different. Yeah, I'm going to go on to the next one. Oh yeah, and in the file explorer, you can see which branch you're on. And also in the new status bar at the bottom of Remix, it'll tell you what branch you're on. And you can switch branches in here when it pops up. But well, anyway. And that's a way to initialize it too from the status bar. Also, if I'm talking too quickly, or if you want to ask well, no, questions will be at the end. Anyway, you could tell me to slow down or speed up. But there's no cherry picking. And now we have this new panel for videos. So when you click that, you get this big Remix guide. And the cool thing is I have got Smart Contract Programmer videos here. He's really great, and he did these great low-level videos. So if you're wondering like how to play with some low-level storage in Solidity, you can go through his videos, and soon it's going to be, those are going to be on the right side, the video with a place to load his code into Remix, so that you can be watching the video and coding. That's an upcoming thing, and that's going to be a great learning tool. So that's where it plays right now in the middle. And now we got this new template explorer. So when you want to make a new template, you click that instead of the old modal. It opens here, so there's a lot of space, and then we have lots and lots of templates. And it has scripts in there too, so it's not just scripts. It's not just Solidity files. It's scripts, and then you can add them to the current template that you're on, so you don't necessarily have to make a new workspace, because template is usually its own workspace, but in this case, you can add it to a current workspace. And we've done a bunch of updates in deploy and run. Well, first, there's a cookbook plugin, which is kind of cool for loading up some smart contracts. And there's some AI features in that plugin. So I don't know if you all know, but there's that little plug icon there. It actually has been around quite a while. It'll open chainlist.org, and if you select the chain, then it'll configure your browser wallet to use that chain, so you don't have to go hunting around for the specs of the chain you want to deploy to. And we added pinning. Like, has anyone forgot what address they've deployed the contract to? Even now, like, it'll save for the virtual machine. So when you click that, it will save it. But also, when you have to be on the same network for it to appear and on the same workspace as what you originally were deploying from. And yeah, it's kind of saying the same thing. And that's saying the same thing. And now we have this little message signing. I mean, that was actually another one that's been around a long time. We just added the functionality for EIP 712. So then you could play with that. Yeah, and so also now the state of the VM is stored in the file explorer. So that means if you push your repo to GitHub and your collaborator is working, they can pull down the state of the local blockchain. And so it should be good for collaborations. But also, because it's saving it, when you refresh Remix, you're not going to lose your work as well. And we have custom forks, so you can go to whatever fork of whatever chain you want to. And sometimes, like this used to be a really big list, but then it got too long. So in Remix, there's a lot of like UI, how to mash a lot of stuff into the available area. So now we have this customize this list. Whoops! Well, it'll open up a Explorer. Maybe it's the next slide. Yeah, it's so you can, if you're looking for a chain or something that you used to see in the environment list, but you don't see it, go there and you'll probably have it pop up. Wait, I'm going to go backwards. What was here? Oh yeah, this list. This is Build Bear. Like, it's a cool plugin, and it'll allow you to have a private chain where you can use your browser wallet to that chain. So it gives you keys. And it's kind of like, it's a nice extension to the private networks inside Remix. And also that much more complicated and realistic because you need to use to approve the transactions. Doomp. And now, one of my favorite projects, the contract verification tool, where you can verify 4 services at once. And it's super cool, because it does that, and it's got a bunch of tabs. One of the tabs is you have to, for services like Etherscan, you got to put in your API key. But for services like Sourcify, you don't, and it just works. And we also have this thing called Quick DApp. You ever wanted to generate a front end super quickly? It's good for hackathons. It only works on public networks. So you got to be on a public network, then you open up the deployed instance, and you can see that funny little icon there. If you click that, then in the main panel you get Quick DApp. So you could have a logo, you can title your DApp, you have a bunch of functions that shows all your functions. Look at that. Things are out of order. Anyway, so going back here, if it's verified contract on Etherscan, when you click that, when you open up the DApp, there'll be a link to open up Remix with the verified contract inside of it. So you can order your functions, get rid of functions, explain your functions, and then you can quickly get a URL that will, here, I'm going to go here. Here's a simple DApp. So it's great. You could just pass your DApp around and get some feedback quick. And we also have Remix Desktop now. So it's a package of an Electron version of Remix. But it gives you access to the terminal. And you can also work online by downloading the Solidity compilers before you go offline. So each version, each instance of Remix Desktop is its own, each workspace is its own instance of Remix Desktop. And in this case, this is the File Explorer, and it will bring up the previous workspace that you had opened. The workspace is going to be a folder on your hard drive. So it gives you access to the terminal. It gives you access to the output, typical Remix output panel. As I said, you can work offline. See, that's online. First, you got to download the compilers. Now go offline. Go on your airplane and get to work. So you can, yeah. So you don't have to worry about browser storage anymore. So here's Remix, like a bunch of folders of Remix opened, so it's a kind of a mess because you're having a, just like my computer screen is a mash of different windows open. In this case, it's a mass of different folders, each one with a different instance of Remix Desktop. Then you can also not use Remix for coding, use VS Code for coding, but just use Remix for the Web3 tools. Browser wallet, you can use Hard Hat and Foundry, just like we can. This is all like normal stuff. So this has all been there. This is all just normal, like using Hard Hat and Foundry and Remix. Has anyone used Hard Hat and Foundry and Remix? And then you can deploy, you can, wow. It's not for me, I think. So you can now run, soon you'll be able to run ZK circuits in Remix. The official release is coming, and we'll have its own Viper compiler running locally. So that's how to get it, if you want to get it. It's also at the Remix project.org/Remix Desktop Insiders. We've got a Viper compiler. We've got Arbitrum Stylus. Anyone want to play with that? Try it out. And we've got Circom in Remix. Has anyone wanted to try running some circuits? I mean, they are a bit complicated, but I think Remix is a great environment to start playing. So you can get them from the workspace templates, so you can load up some and start playing around with them. And actually, at some point, if the circuits become too large and you want to do your proofs, you can run them remotely via Sindri there. But just start playing with the proofs. There's the Circom compiler icon. And and it's step by step. So you're using the GUI, you're using Circom, you click compile, then you get the next step, which is doing the setup, and you should choose the right number of the right number of constraints. So you get to learn the terminology. You get to run to the next step, which is running the setup. You get to see what the output in the terminal. You get to compute your witness. And then files are generated in the File Explorer. So you can see the witness file, in this case, simple. And then you generate the proof. Also, it'll generate the Solidity file so you can get the proving done. And then you can deploy that somewhere and then use that to verify that your proofs are the right thing. See, that's the proof is valid. Uh-oh, 7 seconds left. So go play with Circom code. And then, of course, you can get a little bit more advanced in the advanced configurations. Set your prime number. I think that's kind of about it. Oh, you can add a sentry script. And then now, if anyone wants to use Ethers 6 with Remix, just go to this plugin over here that's always on, and then you can select Ether 6. Otherwise, select the default version for our script runner so you can run all these other scripts. And it's coming soon, account abstraction, hash generators, more learners tutorials, and more videos. I could have been looking down here the whole time.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob, for this amazing talk. We have a couple of questions to Rob. In the meantime, if you have any other questions, quickly, you can just send them to us. The first one, does the autocode complete go through Slither as well?
I don't think so. Stefan, is Stefan here? No, I don't believe it does. Our AI genius has not deemed me high enough to come to the talk today.
Second one, can I load already verified contracts on the new verification plugin?
Can you load already verified projects, contracts?
I think so, yes.
I mean the fetch it. You mean like
Yes,
get it fetch it?
I guess that's what being meant here. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So if you're verified on any of the verifiers like Sourcify, Etherscan, Blockscout, you can just enter the contract address and get all the files, right?
Correct.
Yes. Do you think Remix team could be connected to other language ecosystems that use different RPC, VM, and language?
Well, we could be connected to, yeah, I mean, we were connecting to different languages already.
Yes. You already do, right?
Yeah, I mean, Viper and Stylus and it's possible for non-EVM, of course, more work to configure.
Pull request welcome.
Yeah.
Some say 5 years more, then 80% new code will be AI generated. What do you think about making Remix the AI first tool? Already doing it.
Yeah, we're already working on it, and it's one of the goals. Especially in this era of hype, we have to have it. But also, it might be a good learning tool.
Is UUPS smart contract easily deployable with Remix IDE?
Definitely. There's an interface when you're in the, I guess, run and deploy, and you just click that it's a proxy contract, and it opens up this separate interface. And it deploys the 1967 contract alongside the current one. I mean, the implementation.
And the final one, is it possible to use a browser wallet with Remix Desktop?
No. Remix Desktop is not in the browser. Although there might be some workarounds, and maybe even we're going to try to get this going with a desktop wallet.
What's the name of the mascot? That's the trivia question. Does anyone know?
I love you.
It's Remy. So that was the last question. Thank you very much, Rob.
Thank you.